The battle between the Kages and Madara intensifies, and Sasuke and Itachi team up against Kabuto in my review of Naruto Shippuden episode 333. This episode opened up with something very good. It was a brand new opening, and I love new openings because they always freshen things up. What I can say about the new one is that the visuals of it are really great. I love all of it. It pumps you up, and I also like all the little scenes they added, especially the stuff with Kabuto. The song itself, I really don't care for it. It's just not really for me, but maybe I just have to listen to it a few more times to see how it really goes along with the imagery, but for the most part, I feel like the song doesn't really work with what's going on with what you see, but there it is. I'd still have to listen to it a few times, but let's just talk about this episode, which was really damn awesome. We finally get to see Madara and the Kages really start to fight, and Tsunade, what a friggin' awesome character. You know, she's a character who's been out of commission for a long time in terms of the action in the series, so it's really great to see her get back in the swing of things, and it reminds us how much of a badass she really is, especially that scene where she has that seal come up all over her body and she immediately punches Madara and starts to crack his Susanoo. And this is great because all the other Kages follow in tow and they start to attack as well with all their signature moves. Try as they might, the moves really aren't affecting Madara that much, but here's the thing. When I was reading all of this in the manga, I didn't really care for the smugness of Madara here, but you know, now that I actually get to hear his voice, it's actually kind of funny when he's like kind of covering his ass for the fact that earlier he got hit by Inoki's particle beam technique, and he's coming up with the bullshit excuse that he's like, oh no, I did that so that you could see that I have Hashirama's face on my chest. That was my plan the entire time. Bullshit. But funny bullshit. Spoiler alert, the scene where Tsunade gets stabbed by the giant Susanoo sword, was anybody reminded of Kamina from Gurren Lagann? That was the total Kamina death right there. But you know what? That's not even going to affect Tsunade at all. She's like friggin' Wolverine at this point. She fucking breaks this sword in half and is able to slam it back down towards Madara, but she ends up getting sent back. But she rips this thing out of her body and she starts to heal immediately. And this is awesome because she's basically now relatable to the first Hokage. And not just in lineage, but in the abilities that she's getting. So Madara wants to even the playing field a little bit here, so he decides to summon 5 clones for each of the Kages to fight, and as if that weren't enough, he actually gives them the choice of seeing if they can actually use their Susanoo or not. So as intense as that battle is going to be, there's actually a B story to this week's episode, and that's with Itachi and Sasuke, and we get to see them finally catching up with Kabuto. We see Itachi run into this cave where he meets him, and then they have this big confrontation, and it's the usual stuff here. We see Kabuto is trying to get Sasuke to come over to his side so that they can team up against Itachi, but ultimately Itachi is just going to try and take down Kabuto so he can get rid of the Edo Tensei reanimation jutsu. And I gotta say, it is pretty awesome to see Sasuke interact with Itachi, and I cannot wait to see this battle which is getting ready to unfold. And this is where the episode ends, and I'm really excited for what's going to be coming in the next week's episode, because I know it's just going to be a lot of fun, and frankly, I just can't wait to see Kabuto finally do something really awesome and significant, because he's always been in the shadows, he's always been mysterious, and he's always sort of been like the second fiddle to pretty much every villain, and frankly, it's about time that Kabuto got his piece of the pie. But still, this was an awesome action episode as well. I loved all of the moments with the Kages. Obviously, I think Tsunade really stole the episode this week, especially the scene where she was impaled and was able to like rip the Susanoo in half. That's just a true testament to her skill. But also, Madara himself, he is just scary powerful. Like I said, reading this in the manga, you know, you could see that how powerful he really was. But here with his voice and everything, it really adds a whole new element to it, and it just makes him seem so much more terrifying in comparison to the manga counterpart. But they're still both awesome. Check both of them out. But still, this was a great episode right here. If I had only one small complaint about it, it was probably that when we went to the Kabuto stuff, there was a scene where he was talking about his plan and he named a bunch of the Edo Tensei zombies, and there was really no need to do so. He could have just mentioned that he was using the reanimation jutsu and Itachi just happens to be one of them. It was basically a time eater, so for that, I'm just going to bump this episode down to like a 9 out of 10. But damned if this was not an awesome episode with a lot of really cool gripping action and the build-up to what is going to be hopefully a really awesome battle. So make sure and check it out, Naruto fans. So clearly I really enjoyed this episode. I thought it had a lot of really intense moments. I especially loved all the Tsunade moments. But how did you guys feel about this week's episode? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What are you looking forward to seeing in the coming episode? You can let me know with your comments below. Remember guys, before you leave, make sure and give this video a thumbs up. And make sure and check out my most recent review on Pokemon The Origin. It was this really badass like short 4-episode Pokemon anime that has nothing to do with the other one, and it's like an adaptation of the original games, and it's really friggin' awesome, and it features a brand new form of Charizard, which really kicks ass. So make sure and check that out, thumbs up, and subscribe. I will see you next time, guys. Super Kami Guru 9000. Out.